Coming up this Saturday in D.C., it's the United Bowl for the championship in the UFL. It's down in D.C., it's between the D.C. Defenders and the Louisville Kings. Now, you guys, perhaps geographically, would say, I guess we're rooting for the D.C. Defenders. I don't know why you would do that. This is Baltimore, and the coaching staff of the other team in the game is basically all members of the Super Bowl 35 champion Baltimore Ravens, including our next guest, a Super Bowl champion. He is Jamie Sharper, and he's with us now here on GCR. Jamie, it's Glenn. It's so good to chat with you, man. Thank you for taking the time for us.
Oh, definitely. Anytime for hometown, Maryland and Baltimore area, man. Shoot, I'm just happy that we're able to go continue in our run here to get to the championship game,
It's really cool.
And it's been a great time playing and coaching with my friends who I won the championship with in Baltimore in Super Bowl 35, us getting back together and Coach Redmond getting everybody and rallying the troops, man. He just put a great staff together. And it's been on an incredible run after starting the season off 0-3.
Dude, it's so cool to me. Because I know you've been coaching in the UFL for a little bit. We've actually talked about it before. But how did this come about? You bring up Chris Redmond, obviously Tony Banks, B-Jack, Chris McAllister. How did this happen, all of you guys getting together like this? Like, what led to this kind of reunion?
It's a championship blue. When you win a championship with a group of guys, you always – pretty close with them. If not, you're like one call away from getting back in contact. So what happened was that I was, had just come off of the UFL Championship with the DC Defenders last year, and I was a special teams coach. I'd been with the DC in 23 when we got to the championship game in the XFL, and I was special teams and linebacker coach. So I've been with DC for like almost it's going on 3 years, and I think Brad called me or Redmond called me first. I'm not sure, but they wanted me to come over and be the D coordinator for his new team. And Brad Jackson knew that I was coaching in the league for a while, and I've been coaching in college. And he knew I had different playbooks of defense that I may want to run. So I think it was more of when everybody found out that Redmond was going to be the head coach, and then Redmond called me. He was kind of like, man, once you be the D coordinator, and then we're going to try to put a lot of guys back that had that championship DNA, and knows what it takes to build technique with players and have them play to a certain level. And that's what you have when you're talking about myself, Brad Jackson, Chris McAllister, who's gone through the ranks of NFL and the Baltimore Ravens championship in 2000, knowing what it takes to actually build a team and to build technique that goes throughout the whole season and lasts. So that's probably the strongest part of my staff, the technique that we teach the guys. You'll see the defensive line play or the defensive linebacker play on other teams, and it just doesn't compare to how our guys play because we play with so much great technique. And then we build on that throughout the whole season. Now guys buying in after we started winning, and it's like pretty much a cakewalk.
I want to, is there a part of you that when you guys get back together like this, it everything comes flooding right back, like the camaraderie, the ability to work together, like did it just click?
The ability to work together, is kind of like it goes in sways from one side to the other because you have your friend who will talk mess to you, then you got to have a subordinate and then a coordinator, so it kind of flows back and forth on that one, you know what I'm saying? But the actual football knowledge is what is it just lasted for 25, 30 years with these guys that remember about how Jack Del Rio taught certain things or how Marvin talked about certain things or how DB coaches and stuff in Baltimore taught things and Chris talks about things and how he wants to teach it and how he wants to get these guys to play a certain level. And then he understands that different players have different strengths. So you can't have one player doing the same thing no matter what. He's the one that really found how good Corey Mayfield would be with he was a backup in training camp, barely made the team, but Chris ID'd him that he had great technique. And then he started starting about a third or fourth game and we put him in more situations where he could play well. And he started picking the ball off, and now he's all UFL. So you have guys with that eye of talent, and then they know about the technique that's required to actually make things happen. And that's what the good thing about it is when you have guys who have been in the league, NFL, and have actually won a championship. They know how you have to give up certain things individually to be able to gel to a championship defense. And I think we're real close to that right now. We're talking about our team about to battle DC Defenders on Saturday.
He is Ravens Super Bowl 35 champion Jamie Sharper. He's now the DC for the Louisville Kings. They're getting ready to play the DC Defenders in the United Bowl this Saturday. Jamie, I wonder because I actually wrote about Edwin recently. It's very random, and
Yep.
I was reminded that in 2000 he coined the Festivus Maximus term because you
Correct.
guys weren't
Correct.
allowed to talk about the Super Bowl. And I
Correct.
wonder if, like, as you guys turn the corner this season, there was maybe like a similar rule for the Louisville Kings. Were you guys not allowed? Were the players allowed to
Yeah.
talk about winning a championship, or did you say,
Well,
we're not doing that?
this is how it went down. So Redmond, even though when we were 0-3, Redmond talked about we had the talent to get to the championship game and win this whole thing. He kept a positive attitude. We were losing 0-1, 0-2, 0-3. And that positive attitude just stayed with everybody throughout the whole season. We battled some close games. We lost overtime games to Orlando and what have you. But Redmond always said, this team has too much talent, and if we gel together, we can get to the championship game and win it. So his positive attitude was one thing. And then we have us on the defensive side. Was like, man, we just concentrate on one game at a time. Let's go 1-0, 1-0, period. So that's our slogan, just 1-0. So we concentrate on that the whole last part of the season, going 1-0, beating the guy in front of you, just concentrate on that. And we don't even talk about the playoffs and everything going forward. Redmond had to talk about it somewhat with the schedule, but we just talked about going 1-0 as a defense, and that's the main thing our slogan is for this Louisville Kings team in 2026 is 1-0.
Tell me about the guys on your defense. Tell me right now, and maybe you don't want to tell me because you would rather they not call, but who after the game on Saturday should the Ravens call and invite to training camp afterwards?
That's different. So Coach Redmond, myself, Brad, everybody, we want to get these guys to the league.
Yeah.
So that's the main thing. Our coaching point to them, we want to get you built up where you have certain techniques, you believe in your ability, and you can go out here and make plays on any type of field. So we have guys who've made a lot of plays for us, and we want to get them to the league. We don't want to see them back next year. I think I'll start off with the number one guy here for me, since I coach D-line as well, is Cam Gill. So Cam Gill, he has the most sacks in UFL history in a single season of 10. And he just had another one last week with 11 throughout the season here. So Cam Gill, the defensive edge rusher, has speed, and he's a great tackler as well against the run. He does a lot of great things. So that's the number first one. Cam Gill, number 46. He led the league in sacks this year and led the league in tackles for losses. He'll probably get to be the defensive player of the year for the league. Wow. So that's number one.
Wow.
And the other one that I'll say too is our kicker. So our kicker, Tanner Brown, he kicked 3 60-yard field goals this year.
Those are the 4-pointers.
4-pointers, correct. We had 2 4-pointers last game, which helped us win the game. So that's 8 points. It helped us last week against St. Louis to win the game. He kicked 2 of them. So he has the most points, period, from any UFL kicker, and he has the best percentage this year. So he'll be all UFL, of course, and he may end up being special. He'll probably be special teams player of the year. And he's a guy who will be in the league no matter what. I mean, I've heard some people calling me about him, and he's on that same line where I coached Daniel Whelan, a punter for the actual Green Bay Packers, who was booming kicks all over the place my first year of coaching special teams. And he's on that same line with the field goal kicking. He's strong, young, and he can make all the kicks. So he'll be the second guy that probably get looks at the NFL. And then after that, we have my D tackles, man. My D tackles, Travis Hill, 98, and Josiah Brown, 91. Those big, strong guys who I'm able to stop the run with a lighter box. And those guys can go out here and get some sacks too. So those are 2 other guys as well.
The Ravens, maybe the season for the Ravens ended on a missed kick, so I might be very interested in talking to you about.
Yeah, their kickers are a little young, so we'll see if they get another year.
Hopefully it'll work out for him, but I would not be opposed. Man, these guys out here knocking 60-yarders around. I love everything about that.
Definitely.
You mentioned, it's awesome actually hearing you call him Coach Redmond, right? Like I love that. Chris, who obviously could be the mayor of Louisville, unless Lamar ran against him, and then I think that he would lose in that one. But other than that, he'd be the mayor of Louisville. Tell me about, because he had never been a head coach, right? Like he had never been in this spot before. How did he assimilate and as a leader, how was he able to do this? And to your point, the adversity of an 0-3 start. What is it about him that has made him the right man to have you guys in this position?
The biggest thing that shines through is his love for Louisville. So his love for his hometown and his love for having a professional football team there and having the fans support him and be behind him is the main thing that a lot of the players grasp onto. So when they go to Louisville for the game and we lost like the first 2 or 3 at home and all the fans were still showing up and still showing love, it kind of makes you feel like, all right, these Louisville fans in the community is behind us. So I think his love for his own city and then his ability to purvey that to the team shine through early. Now, some of his coaching and what have you, he's learning on the coaching job while he's working, but his passion for Louisville is what I think stands out, where the kids just really grasped onto. I mean, he's no nonsense. We're talking about this is what he is and how he coaches, but the biggest thing is that his love for Louisville, the kids started grasping onto that, and that's why they're talking about being kings and bringing a championship to the city.
That's really cool, man. That's really a cool story.
It is.
Like with you guys all together like this, like it really does jump out at me. Like this really does feel very Ravens South. Have you involved some of the other guys from the OO Championship team? Asked them to speak. Asked them.
We had a Darius Thomas came down in training camp and worked with some guys and on my line. He came down during the year. I know Brad talks to Marvin and Rex and those guys a lot, throughout the week on things. So we kind of have a lot of different people we talk to and I talk to and pick stuff up for my defense. So we always keep them involved, and the biggest thing is that our defensive playbook is extensive. Talking about I've been I played on 3 playbooks, 3
right. Decent ones.
Vic Fangio, Marvin Lewis, and then Jack Del Rio, and then I've done some internships in the NFL with Pat Graham, and then I was with the Eagles and Vic when they went to the Super Bowl for that training camp. So I have like extensive knowledge of different things that some other defenses won't use because they don't think they can teach it. But we know how to simplify things and get our guys able to learn on the run. We don't have much time with them meeting room wise, but we know the specific aspects we need to get taught so that we can play different defenses.
Obviously, you guys had to go on the road to a really, a hostile atmosphere. For people that don't know, like St. Louis has really embraced the UFL, and it's a wild place.
It's great. They're great. They have the best fans. They have the best fans support in the league. It's just like they haven't got a championship yet, but they always 25, 30 plus, and they always respectful. And the usher, I love the ushers that are there for the dome, and they take care of things for everybody. It's just a great atmosphere down in St. Louis, and I love playing there.
How much does that help you guys? Like, having done that, how much does that help you guys going into Saturday and having to go to D.C. in order to do this? And what's it going to take?
Only thing we worried about D.C. is the heat. Everything else is going to happen as it may, but the heat is one thing we got to make sure guys prepare for.
It is going to be hot. It's going to be hot.
90 degrees. It's going to be like, all right, we're playing football in June, which is strange, but that's the only thing we may be worried about with the atmosphere there. I know the fans are going to be avid. Since me playing, coaching there last couple of years, I know there are going to be great fans there. But the heat is the main thing we're worried about. Make sure these guys are prepared. But going into St. Louis, that dome, it was definitely loud and even loud on defense. So I actually told Coach Logan about how loud it's going to be, and he had the quiet snap counts and stuff ready to go. So silent counts ready. So we were good for that on offense. And on defense, I think the guys probably didn't communicate as well as I wanted them to early, but we had to make some adjustments, and we did that at halftime, and then we came back out the second half and helped them 3 points.
Man, Jamie, I can't tell you how cool this is. Like, this is awesome, man.
You got to come to the game. You got to come to the game.
Hey, I'm gonna make sure. You know what? I got a kid in a baseball playoff situation. I can't root against my kid, but if he does happen to lose, then I will be there. I will be there to come see you guys, man, because this is just I think it's such a cool story. And you guys being together and having a chance to win a championship, I don't, man, I can't get enough of it. I just think it's awesome.
It's going to be real fun to see Chris Revin's big smile on his face when he realized he took a team from 0-3.
That's awesome.
With players about to quit to the championship. We were one loss away from guys talking about just like going
leaving the league, just leaving the league, just being done, right? Like maybe I don't want to be in football anymore. Man, that's incredible. That's incredible. Jamie, congratulations, man. Best of luck on Saturday. Thank you for taking the time for us as always. Go get him and bring the title back. All right.
Most definitely. Tag me on Instagram at Sharper Defense with the report and everything.
You got it, man.
Appreciate you, Doc.
Thanks, Jamie.
All right.